Hey YouTube, we have been driving from Holland to Durbuy and we are now in Durbuy and we go on to Bouillon in the south of the Belgian Ardennes near the French border. So enjoy the rest of the trip and watch my previous video if you want to see how we escaped Holland into Belgium through Liège to Durbuy in the Belgian Ardennes. Now the map is set to the French border and we go from Durbuy to Hotton, Marche-en-Famenne, Tenville, Saint-Hubert, Libramont, Bouillon. Bouillon along a river and we are on the beach of Bouillon. There we go. Leaving the parking. And watch my previous video because it was quite interesting how it selected the parking. I will not say more, but have a look. And that's at the end of my previous video. It's Sunday. There's not many people outside. It was quiet this ride or the previous ride. So I hope it will be quiet from here to Bouillon. Actually, I grew up in the area of Bouillon. Okay, it took the wrong direction, no problem. It has been looking around the area. We were parked just on the left side of here. And now we go south. My hands are always near to my lap. It is really driving in a Sunday mode. The road can allow 70 here, but it prefers 50. If you don't mind, I will not correct it. I will just let it go because it's Sunday. We're not in a hurry and we have no appointment. We just need to go to our little hotel in Bouillon. 70. Okay, I suppose it will accelerate a bit more here. It's along straight. I will keep the map on so you can see where we pass, but I'm not going to look at the map because FSD is complaining. My attention was weak. Keep vision forward. It's driving already 85. The roads in the Ardennes are usually 90 kilometers per hour. Winding roads or not, 90 kilometers per hour. That is perfect for motorcycles. And as you know, the motorcycles, they can do whatever they want. They can cross white lines. The police will never stop them. There's a vineyard mixed with solar panels to our right side. Interesting. Wine and electricity together. I will repeat what I said. The iPhone that I installed here on the roof is a little bit too high, so the mirror is in the way. I ordered an extension of 10 centimeter and I will use it the next days probably already. I did not receive it, but I think it will be better visibility. Please comment below what you want to see improved in my videos, what you like in the videos, and whether you will feel safe with FSD or not, and if you would pay the €3 per day for a subscription. €3 is less than a beer, a little beer. A little beer in Belgium costs already €5, so for €3 per day you have FSD on a Tesla. And I know that many people still don't find it worthwhile, which I think is the wrong economy, because it's safer than you can drive and it is so comfortable and so convenient. You don't have to look for your way. The navigation system tells FSD where to go, and it does that. Very simple. We are going to use it all through Europe as soon as it's accepted everywhere. For the time being, we are restricted to Belgium, Holland, Denmark, and the Baltic states. So, yeah, it's still not great, but I hope it will become better in the next months. On the 6th of October there is a meeting of the Technical Committee of Motor Vehicles, TCMV, in Brussels, and they will vote for FSD all over Europe. If one country more than half of the 27 European member states, one more than half, will vote positive, it will be compulsory to accept it all over Europe, even Germany. Yes, even Germany. I know Germany is really holding it as long as they can to protect their own manufacturers who still think they can pass Tesla. They are nowhere near. And why are they not near? Because they still follow the old technology route, which is programming plus hybrid models with a little bit of AI and a lot of programming. Tesla is doing exactly the opposite. They are working with cameras and one AI computer, which is very powerful but only consumes 100 watts for the two chips. And the two chips, they are checking each other, redundancy. So the FSD4 computers or the AI4 computers, there are two on a PCB and they check each other. In the German cars, I have seen some experimental cars like BMWs, like Volkswagens, Audis, BMW, with trunks full of electronics, consuming between 500 and 1000 watts, up to 1 kilowatt. Can you imagine? That's about what an electric car is consuming at steady speed. I like this red line here in the middle. It attracts more attention to not crossing than a white line. And I've seen it also in Holland, but very seldom in Belgium. I find it very surprising still, after more than a month using FSD, that in Belgium, and maybe also in Holland, we are only belong to such a very small, tiny community of FSD users. The most Teslas that I have seen on the way during this month, I can see their hands on the steering wheel, meaning they don't use FSD. Maybe most of them were FSD 3 computers. They will have it hopefully soon, like in America, with FSD Lite, FSD 14 Lite. 2 pedestrians. So we are in a small bubble still. I hope the bubble will become bigger and more people will recognize the value of FSD and the fact that it's worth paying €3 per day to be more safe, more convenient, and experience the future today. Imagine I don't have to think about the way. My Tesla is really following navigation system literally. It always knows the best way, and I can choose a touristic route, a straight short route, a fast route, whatever, and it will follow the way. By the way, my offset speed is 10%. You see 55 maximum. It will stay within this limit. You can set it to 0, 5, 10 or more. And I know that Sweden, for example, they already requested to banish that possibility. So Sweden wants FSD to drive no more than the indicated speeds. Let's see what happens in October. That's when the countries will vote, and that's when the discussions will happen. So please follow my channel, subscribe if you want to know more about what's going to happen. In between, in the month of August, my wife and me are going to China and we will report back when we come back on the 28th of August about all the visits we did to car brands, OEMs, automatic vehicle providers, organizers, fleet management companies, etc., etc. We're going to visit about 20 companies in China, as well in Beijing, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and afterwards we'll visit Hong Kong and back to Belgium. And this is with an international group of about 30 persons. And I was invited to go with them. Yeah.
Is this in?
What? Isn't this a nice road? Good striping, good quality. The roads here are not always like that. To be honest, I feel that FSD is really driving more safely than I can, because with my age of 71, my eyes are getting worse, my reactions slower, and I'm not always that attentive. I'm really easily captured by other things on my road. So my 8 cameras, they continuously monitor everything. The car has a round vision, and these camera images are stitched together as one image, so that FSD can continuously analyze the situation in all directions. I can never do that with my eyes. And even more important, the brain, AI4 brain of FSD is much faster than our human brain, and it can make a decision in a fraction of a second, while our brain is easily taking seconds to make a decision. All that makes it more safe than what we can actually do. was watching my map too long. We are going through Marche en Famenne. Perfect maneuver. Perfectly safe. And we are enjoying Sunday in the Ardennes. Normally we would cycle or walk in this time, but we enjoy now riding by car, less healthy but enjoyable. FSD is still new for us. We have it since June 11 in Belgium. Our minister Annick de Ridder stick out her neck, and she decided it's safe enough. She still has a lot of shit in the press about it, because the administration working for her did not agree that it was safe. But she sticks to the facts and to the statistics. Many people say Tesla statistics are not worth anything, but she didn't agree, because it was not only the statistics from Tesla, it was the statistics from the Dutch RDW or authority, the Rijksdienst der Wegen. They have been testing 18 months, 1.5 years, over nearly 1 million kilometers. I'm not sure about the absolute figure, but she judged that it was safe. And the car is very gentleman, letting people go as long as they come. If I press the throttle, it will be more assertive. Now it will go around the roundabout. It will have to merge into this queue, because there is a market upstream, and the Ardennes are full of tourists from Belgium, Holland, Germany. We are in the center of Marche en Famenne. There is a market. And the weather is nice, so people are outside, walking, eating, drinking. And we are sitting in our train, and the conductor is driving us wherever we want. The cost per day, €3 for FSD. It's less than a beer in Belgium. You can hardly find a beer for less than €5. And I'm not putting the music on anymore for you guys, So I hope you appreciate. Please let me know in the comments below what you like in my videos, what you don't like in my videos, and maybe I can adopt. Het is hier druk. Le Palace. Kijk een keer daar. There's a big market on the left side. You cannot see it, but lots of people. We are already in the province of Luxembourg. You have the country Luxembourg, the Grand Duché, and you have the province of Luxembourg. And on top of that you have also the city of Luxembourg, capital of the country Luxembourg. Very near. But we have a province which is almost as big as the country Luxembourg in Belgium. Okay, so we are very near to the entrance of the National 4, so the national road number 4. It's like Route 66 in America, but then Belgian scale. The National 4 was like the National 7 in France, or the Route 66 in the States. Now we are going to enter to the right the National 4. It is not a highway, but the speed is probably also 120 at some locations, at least 90. Okay, Bastogne, direction Bastogne. Also direction Reims in France. That's the Champagne area in France. And now we enter National 4. And the National 4 road in the past used to be a road where many restaurants, hotels and cafes, drink places were located. Now it became more like a high-speed route and all these places are closed. They made a 4-lane road out of it. Top speed 90. It's going to reach it soon. And now it's 120. So I will not give it additional throttle or accelerator. I will not touch it and see what happens. I guess it will stay around 90 to 100 instead of going to the maximum speed. If you wanted to go to 120, just you press the throttle and it stays there until it's not safe enough. (102, 103), it still keeps accelerating a little bit because the road is very good. Keep my attention not to the map but to the road. So again, this is not a highway. You can see many entrances and exits. It's actually not as safe as a highway. It is a simple national road, but they made it something in between. And it did go to 120 without me pressing. So it means it feels confident that the speed is appropriate here. But you can see on the right and left side full of exits every 2 kilometers, which makes it not so safe as a normal highway. The road is very noisy because it's made of concrete. What we call in Belgium a macadam. Macadam. These are all plates of concrete, one after the other. And in summertime, when it's very hot, sometimes two plates collide and create dangerous situations. Then they have to repair it. So this is not asphalt. The real highways in Belgium are all made of asphalt. Stretch of asphalt and again concrete. Restricted to 90 suddenly. Here's a crossing over the main road. This is not happening on highways. It illustrates that this is not at all a highway, but there are stretches which look like a highway. That most of the eateries and frites, they are closing or have closed already because nobody's stopping here anymore. People don't like to eat next to a high-speed road. There is one still open on the right hand side. Merging the two repairs have been done to this concrete road, which in my opinion was not the right choice. I don't mean the repairs, but the choice of concrete for such a important high-speed road. That's what you see in many parts in French-speaking Belgium. And then they have to keep repairing, they have to completely remove all the concrete over a section. It becomes a very deep pit. They have to fill it up again. And that's why many sections are really permanently under construction, reconstruction. Speed limit finished, construction zone finished, speed is 120 again. Repairs, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. It keeps breaking, it keeps creating gaps, winter and summer. Again, you can see the open connections to side roads, forest roads on this not highway. It reminds me of Marguerite, the painter. He was saying, this is not a pipe, ceci n'est pas une pipe. I can say here, this is not a highway. But it is a highway, kind of. What is it doing here? It's going to the middle and then again to the right on the map. But it ignores it. Okay, that's fine. We are passing La Roche. What? Ah, yeah. It has not seen the exit. Why not? Okay. I hope it will reroute because I think it now realized it has to get off because it made a mistake. And I don't know what happened, why it made this mistake, but it found a road through the forest. I'm very curious what will happen now. Okay, it goes to this route. Is it open? Yes, it's open. Okay. Look at that. It found a way through the forest. My God. Is this a good road? I will look. Yeah, it goes through the whole forest and back on the route that we missed. Okay, it found a shortcut. Very interesting. It's a very narrow forestry road, and it comes up to another open road, fine. So FSD is creative. My wife is not happy, but she's getting used to some mistakes of FSD. We forgive it because usually it behaves well, but here is an example where maybe I would have seen it, but even this case I was not attentive and we passed the exit. My wife has seen it, of course, but too late. So FSD surprised us this time, but it saves the day. And here we come on the road. Okay, we are on a normal road now. Here we can cross each other finally. Opposed cars, no problem. The worst is finished, and we are in a very nice rural area in Frier, very rocky, many climbing spots in the area. So, gentlemen, this was a touristical detour through the forest. We enter a village full of flowers, at least they announce it. Let's look at the village itself. We will just go through it over a small distance. La Neuville-au-Bois, the new city in the forest, but there is no city in the area. We go right, there's the church on the left. Okay, that must be the flowered city. Yes, indeed, it's full of flowers, at least on the left side here. And we take a left over there. More flowers. It is probably a nice place to stay here for holidays. That's why the flowers. Again, this is rather narrow, but feasible. The sides are also driving space. But on our left we have a dangerous hill. Going again through the forest up to the main road. So let me know in the comments what you think of this event, that Tesla made a mistake, and watch my video and look what happened exactly. You can zoom in and tell me in the comments. FSD, why did you make this mistake? We are 50 kilometers from our destination, Bouillon, and in this way we are going very slow, of course, but mind you, the speed is 90, the top speed of this road, and the car is choosing 60, which is fine by me. I prefer 60 here because I don't know the roads, and you never know if a tractor is coming our way. Nice forest. We would prefer to cycle here rather than going through it with a car, but oh well, today it's fine. And by the way, I don't know if you have seen my video about putting the bicycles on the back side of a Tesla, but in that video I was wondering if we could take our bicycles and use FSD. It was basically not possible, but we found a solution. So if you want to know how we do that, watch my video of last month and you will find out. So we have a solution to go through Europe with the bikes on our backside, 2 heavy e-bikes, and still use FSD or FSD. If it's not a load, we can use autopilot with the bikes on our back. So on the highway, it will be fine. Okay, back at high speed on the main road. That's the National 89 and 89. Also 4 lanes with a yellow line in the middle. I don't know why. It used to be probably roadworks and they did not erase the yellow line. That's what happens often also here. And that's confusing because I suppose FSD will not overtake in this section. But you can remark that this road is much better. The surface is asphalt. And you see a lot less repair spots. So this is much more durable than concrete on the previous road. The National 4 is completely concrete. This one is made of asphalt. And it's not so noisy, and there are no repairs till now. Beautiful road through nice scenery. So we're going south to Bouillon. We are passing a prison on the left side. A prison, but a prison for luxury prisoners. They must feel on holiday, I suppose, in this area. And you can see a lot of roads on the side. They come in on this main road and they go out of this main road. 120, I don't feel very safe here because it's also not a highway, but a very high-speed national road, full of exits and entrances and side roads and forestry roads. There are even no There is no protection on the right hand side. There can be bicycles on this road. There can be, of course they shouldn't, but some people do that. Even pedestrians, they will walk in the grass, I suppose, but you can find that on this kind of road. So we have to be very attentive on this road, more than on the highway. And you can see it's not driving the granddaddy speeds, it's driving the maximum speed allowed, which is surprising me, by the way. You can always reduce the speed by turning the scroll wheel. If you don't like that, or you don't trust it, houses next to the street. On the other side also, a house next to the highway, which is not a highway, but we drive highway speeds. This you will not find in the Flemish area in Belgium, only Walloon. Of course, one thing I didn't mention is that anytime you can see a deer or lions, elephants crossing the road. Oh, sorry, no. Deer, boars, wolves, dogs. Always possible here because there are no side fences. They are not used on this road. They are used on the highways, but not on this road. To be honest, I don't like that, but that's the way it is. Gaan we doorrijden? Voel je niet goed bij? Nee? Wat? this asphalt has been repaired also. But it's still less noisy than the concrete parts we saw earlier. Slow down to 90. So let me know in the description below what you think of this stretch of non-highway where we were driving at 120 through an open 4-lane road through the Ardennes. Let me know your opinion. Do you have this in your country? Okay, I suppose it will accelerate again to 120 now. It's supposed to be still 70. But the type of road here indicates that it will soon change to 90 and then 120. I don't know. No, we will change to another road, a smaller one. We have to turn right after this white line and then take this exit. I intervened and again message, you forgot to take the exit, and I took over and I took the exit myself manually. Thank you. Please drain FSD. That was an interesting intervention, not dangerous, but again a navigation mistake. It found another road. This is the perfect road, okay. We are 27 kilometers from Bouillon. Our destination. Overtaking a Dutch car. Slowing down to 90. It was 120. Incredible on such a road. 70 now. Another roundabout and then we continue. We have to cross the real highway E411. We go over it And then we follow the National Road 89 again. It has not seen yet the panel of 90. Okay. It still didn't see it. This is surprising because it stays at 50. But this is a road of 90 and it indicates 97 maximum. Surprising. It is at 97, that's the maximum speed that it's indicating here. Now it changes to 108. It's probably because I selected I will show you later because I must be attentive. Okay, I will try to show self-driving. I selected contextual maximum speed. Contextual maximum speed means it will look at the context and derive from that what speed is safe. If you unselect that, it will respect more strictly the prescribed speeds. If you select contextual, it will handle it more creatively and it will drive safely, but depending on the situation, drive slower or even a little faster. There is a Tesla behind me. Is the driver keeping his steering or not? It stays behind. I can see its hands on the steering, so no FSD. A roundabout, and then we continue again. 120. $70. roundabout again. Very smoothly. And then we continue again. 120. You can see the sides are still open also here. Any animal running loose could cross this high-speed traffic. Kilometers to go before the destination of Bouillon. There is something on the road. Yeah, it will just drive over this rat. From Holland are not so in a hurry. We are also not in a hurry, but I let it go. I don't correct the speed that FSD is choosing to drive. And the other white Tesla Model 3 is still following us, but it's attempting to pass us. But we are driving 120, now slowing down. It goes behind us again. And by the way, I grew up in this area when I was born till I was 3 years old. The white Tesla is attempting to pass us because it's 90 and okay, it's a French Tesla. He has no FSD yet, which is normal because they didn't get it yet. I wonder if the Tesla, if FSD missed the 120 sign. I didn't see it. It still continues with 90 plus 10% is 99. For me it's okay. I prefer this to 120 on this open road. We have 12 kilometers to go to Bouillon. 90 is finished here, that means FSD was correct. The speed restriction was 90 and now it can go back to 120. Let's see what it's doing. It's slowly accelerating. So today we have been driving through Holland from Sittard over Maastricht to Liège to Durbuy and now to Bouillon, a distance of about 220 kilometers without basically touching pedals or steering. Sunday, very relaxing ride, but of course I had to keep very attentive because FSD is still supervised. But it became a real travel machine. Without ado, it takes you through these two countries in one go without worries. And hopefully from October 6th we will have a positive vote with 10 more members in the European Union, so that all 27 will have to accept FSD as a fact. FSD supervised, it will stay supervised for 1 or 2 years more until the unsupervised version will become available for Europe. It exists in America, version 15, used for robotaxis, for the cybercab, without steering wheel, without pedals. And once that it will be mature, we will get it in Europe because the laws will allow it by then. The ADS regulation is finished, is made by the UNECE, has been voted and accepted. It's only not yet valid, but by the time that it will be available, the law will be there and Tesla must just apply and get confirmation from RDW probably, and we will drive while we sleep. That's my provision. Probably by the end of 2027 or middle of 2028. We will soon leave this road and continue on a small, more narrow and winding road. One big difference between Belgium and Holland, or Belgium and France especially, is the number of drink and eatery places that you find along these kind of roads, and any road, by the way. In France, this is not the case. You have to really take your food with you in France, especially if you go by bicycle, because there is nothing on the way. In Belgium, you can survive at every corner. There is something to eat or to drink. Now we are on the narrow roads. And we have 2.5 kilometers to go. We are going down to the Semois River, to Bouillon. This is already Bouillon area, the greater Bouillon. And we will only go down into the valley because it's one big gorge. The Semois River has been very hard working through the rocks, and there's a very beautiful scenery down by the river. Two kilometers to go. Going down, going down, going down. And by the time we arrive, it will be time for an ice cream. Those of you who are still here watching my video, thank you very much for your interest, and please subscribe and come back to any of my next editions. It's an interesting road with FSD, and I started several years ago when nobody was talking about FSD yet in Europe, and I documented every step of the road, even before anybody saw it. I have seen that we were going to the exemption way. I was only not sure if it would be with Holland or Belgium, but they choose RDW in Holland. But they did it. And now we have FSD. Incredible. Look at the scenery of Bouillon. 400 meters to go before we are at the hotel, where we stay for one night. You can feel it in your ears, don't you? We were going downhill for several kilometers, and now we are close to the river. You can see the Semois River going around this little city. This is Bouillon center, and there is a very nice castle of Godfried van Bouillon, who went to the Holy Country by horse in the years 1200, to defend the Holy Country of Israel against the invaders, Arab countries. So that's why Bouillon is also well known for the castle of Bouillon, and it's over there on our right side. Very nice medieval castle, ruins. It was looking at people who were thinking to cross, but they didn't cross. And here in front of us is Hotel de la Poste. That's a hotel that I have very good memories of, but that's for another video. That was in my company that I worked for 36 years. We are going to Hotel de la Plage. at the beach. And you can see with a lot of people around us, FSD is feeling on a Sunday relaxed. We're going through the very touristical area of Bouillon. By the way, in Japanese, Bouillon means V4, and I will tell you this story another time. We missed the entrance to the hotel. Okay, what shall we do? I will take over and I will turn around a little bit further down the road, because the hotel, you see, we passed it here, it forgot or it did not go into the entrance of the hotel. So I take over on a place where I can turn around 180 degrees. No. So let's analyze the map. It was going to go this way, but that's not correct because it will never get there. It was just turning around there. So our hotel, we must go back and enter on that place. Okay, I will turn around without FSD, so I must say bye bye and see you next video.